Okay, so I'm out and about on another walk, as they say, and I'm in Todmordon again. Now I've parked up very near to, I think it's called Stansfield Hall. It's quite a nice building, so I might see if I can take a peek when I come back. It looks quite a big, a majestic building. Okay, so today there's probably 3 or 4 points of interest. The main bit that I'm going to visit before I turn round is a church, St John the Divine at Cliviger. Now this is a bit different. It's a parish church, but it's not built in the traditional style with castellations and a square tower and such. The design is what I think they call it classical style, and it's worth seeing. Hello. Now, okay, well, I've already got lost at the beginning. It seems that where I parked up, I was probably just half a mile short of where I thought I'd parked. So I'm kind of, well, making my way to what should have been the start that I'd planned originally. And looking for Meadow Bottom Road. I should be alright. Well, should be alright, I always say that. Right. And I thought I'd planned this meticulously as well. A few old buildings around here. Right, so I found my start point where I should have been 10-15 minutes earlier. So it just means I parked the car a bit further away than I thought and then misread the map. I made the map fit where I thought I was rather than do a proper check of where I thought I was. Anyway, no big deal, it's all part of hiking and walking. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I'm headed for Cliviger. And yeah, it's a nice church, but there's an important gentleman buried in the church that goes back to the Crimean War. Now, you will be familiar, like I am, with the charge of the Light Brigade, and that was a catastrophe for British troops. But there was a charge before that was successful against Russian positions that inspired the charge of the Light Brigade, and that was the charge of the Heavy Brigade. And I think he's a general. The guy behind that, he's actually got links to Cliviger. I think he married somebody here and came to live here, but I'm not 100% sure. you'd have to do a bit of googling. So hopefully we'll find his resting place as well, and it's called James Scarlett. Alright, okay, and there's some nice things I'm passing along the way. Thieveley Scout, I'm going to walk at the bottom of it so I'll be able to look up at it. It's a fantastic piece of well, sheer cliff face really. And I'm also passing an old derelict Baptist chapel that I featured before in a video, so this time it'll just be a quick pass by again, because that's worth passing. And then coming back, I've forgotten what it's called. I'll remember in a minute when I've read the map. Okay, so the great thing about Todmordon is there's loads of hills, loads of ups and downs, which is great. Oh dear. Yeah, so I was saying, to come back after I've got to that church at Cliviger, I'm going to go through Shed and Clough, because I walked straight past it on the previous walk, so I've got a good chance today to actually visit it. And then I'm going to try and come back over the moors to Knowerdale from Shed and Clough. The only slight snag with that is I can't see no footpaths on the map, but there's a couple of boundary stones. So hopefully I'll just look on the compass and start walking like a direct sort of a eastwards way, and I should end up in Knowerdale. And it is going to be hard walking, because even where the footpaths are in Knowerdale it's quite tough, and then come back via that way. Right, got to decide where I'm going now. This is the view, it's fantastic. It's really sunny. Gonna have to look on the map really. Right, so I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so that building behind is Rake Farm. So at least I'm on the right track now after that sort of quarter of an hour delay at the beginning. Okay, so I was doing okay when I'd got to Rake Farm, and then it went pear-shaped. Right, so I'm just trying to head north on any track and just see where I end up. I mean, it's essentially the right direction, but trying to locate the path I'm on the map, I think I've got a suspicion of which one I'm on, but that's all it is at the moment. I'll soon find out. But this is sort of going north, so it will do for now. Yeah. Okay, so I think I know where I am now. This is what they call Orchard Rocks. This sort of mound here. So the path I thought I was on, I was actually on it. So just a slight diversion from what I had mapped out on the map. I just don't know where I sort of went wrong, really. Anyway, it's just a different route. Not necessarily the wrong route or even a worse route. This might even turn out to be a nicer one, but I won't know till I revisit the area and try and find where I'd originally marked on the map. Okay, so this is Shaw Baptist Chapel. It's derelict. It dates back to 1777. I took a closer look on a previous video. So today we're just going to pass it. Okay, so at the moment I'm stuck in a field full of sheep and I just can't work out how I get out of here. I mean, there's a nice sign leading into the field, and then I just can't tell on the map because it's all sort of loads of information clustered together and writing on top of it. You can't see on this Ordnance Survey map the exact path direction. So I'm wandering back now, wondering what other options I could take. I'm definitely behind schedule anyway. It won't be so bad if Calderdale had put up a couple more arrows. Well, hopefully next update I'll be out of here at least. Right. Nice bit of rock features down there though. Okay, well, I haven't a clue where I am. This is about the third U-turn I've done today. This has got to be one of the worst map reading days for a long time. This territory is just so difficult. So, I'm going to try and find my way back to the main road. And it's the only option if I'm to get to the church at Cliviger. That's the main feature really. It's already getting late. I think it's about 3 o'clock. Right. You know, I've been going wrong right from the beginning. I was parked up somewhere where I thought I was and it wasn't, and that knocked me off course, and then it's just been one sort of disaster after another. Just too many footpaths, too many corners. So let's see if I can find the road. You know, I think I know where I was back there, and I've walked it before and I don't want to be on that path, so I decided I'll come back. I want to get onto Black Scout if I can, which I think it's up there on the right. I'm at the wrong side of this sort of hill. Right. Okay, so I finally got back on course. Now, I don't know for how long though, but it should be fairly straightforward from now on, hopefully. I'm on Black Scout. I mean, this is great, but the bad news is I'm well behind schedule, so I think my planned return via Shed and Clough is going to be ditched, because if I get lost on the moors behind there where there's no footpaths, which I probably will, I think it's just going to be a massive struggle into the late evening there. So my plan is to get to Cliviger as I'd planned, and then I'm going to walk back via the road, which is still a fair distance. but it'll save the struggles of mowers coming back. Wow, and it's what a hot day. Been drinking a lot of water already, I don't want to run out. Still got half a litre left and a can of iron brew. Yeah. Challenging today, very challenging. Right, let's have a look. Okay, I've got to cross the railway line here. Now, I made another mistake earlier on. God, the footpaths are so badly signposted, or not signposted at all, so I've actually walked back on myself. I should have been crossing the train line maybe half a mile or 3/4 of a mile further up, so I've come back probably half a mile or maybe more, and now I've got to go back up another half a mile or maybe more, so I'm well behind schedule. But I can get to Cliviger, to the church, and then I'm going to do some speed walking back on the road. So I can't get too downbeat. It's a nice day, there's plenty of light, and it goes on until evening, so if it came to the worst, I'm not going to be walking in dark. Okay, we'll get a view of Thieveley Scout in a moment. Okay, well that's first view of Thieveley Scout. Okay, so this is a resting place of Sir James York Scarlett. He was the one who led the charge of the Heavy Brigade. It was a successful charge that inspired the later charge of the Light Brigade, but that one failed, unfortunately. So this charge of the Heavy Brigade was during the Battle of Balaclava, 25th of October 1854, and I can remember learning about the Crimean War at school, although probably nothing much sank in at the time except Crimean War, and goodness, 40 odd years later, here I am, seeing that it was a reality, and he is buried, one of the main and key players of the war. So he's got links to Cliviger. Okay, well, I had planned to take about 3 hours to get here, but it's taken me 5 hours with getting lost and stuff. But I wasn't going to let it go because this is absolutely stunning. Just look at that. It just looks so full of history. I love the design. It's different for a parish church of England church. Normally they're built in that Norman style, but this one's a classical style. Kind of resembles some of the more plainer Methodist churches. This one's got a bit more to it, I think. A bit more detail and stuff in the architecture. We got some nice Victorian gravestones here. Okay, well, it's taken me 5 hours to get here, so I want to do some speed walking back, so I won't bother with Shed and Clough. I've got no chance. I'm only going to get stuck there in the dark. So this church is magnificent. I love the architecture and design. So I'm going to try and get back to the car in 3 hours now, speed walking. It's going to be a lot of road walking, so I don't know what else there is to video. So we'll get just one last look at this magnificent church. Look at that. That was well worth the high point of the day. Okay, so there's one last look at St John the Divine Parish Church at Cliviger, and then just above it is Thieveley Scout, which I had planned to walk below it, but with everything being delayed today, there was just no chance of fitting it in. but we can at least see it from a distance. It's quite spectacular, but something for another day, no big deal. So there you go, the Crimean War. That's something to do with the Ottoman Empire breaking up and Russia moving down, so we went and helped the Turkish nation fend the Russians off. Obviously Britain's doing it for their own interests, but if you can help the Turks just fend them off, it keeps them more at arm's length then, doesn't it? And then the ill-fated charge of the Light Brigade. But there you go, there was one just before it, the charge of the Heavy Brigade, and the Brigadier General behind that. I think it's fair to say one of our heroes, you know, just buried, you know, sort of locally. So that was quite fascinating and well worth the effort, and a bit of a tribute to him. Sir James York Scarlett, quite a snazzy name as well. I mean, no doubt he'll probably got relatives even to this day, so hope I've done everything and said everything respectfully, you know. But very interesting. I just wish I'd have listened more at school. You know, you hear about, you know, I think I was only about 11 years old and they tell us about this Crimean War, and I was more in a rush to get home for Cracker Jack and stuff. So, but now it's all kind of interesting, and more importantly, it's actually, I mean, although it's in the past, it's kind of real. You know, when you see his grave there, these things were real, all these wars in the past. And I bet it was hard in them days as well. You know, this is before even Florence Nightingale era. So no doubt a lot of soldiers would have died from infections to the wounds and stuff. Yeah. No modern medicine back then, or not sure they'd even sussed out clean water yet. Right, I don't know what else I'm going to be doing on the way back, if I'll get time to get the camera out and film anything, because it's all road walking. I don't suspect there'll be anything too interesting to film, but anyway, just in case I don't switch on again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, and hope I don't go astray on the next one. Okay. Okay, so I managed to get off the road for a bit, and I knew I could take a path here because I've been here before, so it always helps when you know where you're going. Just got to see a bit later on where I end up. Okay. Okay, well there's Mount Cross, just leaning there, just above the top of the gate. But I'm not going to walk past there, I've covered it in a previous walk. And so what I'm doing is, I'm going to go back onto the footpaths. So I hope I don't get lost on the way back. I'm going to take the footpath on the way back that I should have taken on the way up where I got lost. So I'm going to have another go now, going the other way. So we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so some nice daffodils lining the route. So I think I'm on the Calderdale way, and if I hadn't strayed this morning coming here, I would have been on this path. And in fact it looks familiar. Oh yeah, I was on this path. Okay, so there's that running waterfall bit again. Okay, let's see where I end up then. Okay, so I've been looking on the map. I'm on the Calderdale way, and I think I'm going to stick to it rather than get too adventurous and then regret it. So Calderdale way as much as I can, and it should get me back to close to where I've parked in Todmordon. So good stuff. Not far to go now. Maybe a mile and a half or two at most. Well, I hope so anyway. So I think my feet can rest within the hour, or an hour maximum. Okay, well, I think I've managed to navigate my way back via the footpaths, so I didn't chicken out on the road in the end. But I know I said I was going to keep my gob shut back after I'd visited the church at Cliviger, thinking I'd be just walking on the road. But anyway, it's been a hard slog. I'm very thirsty, but I've got an emergency can of fizzy pop in the boot of the car, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so I think this is the last update. I'm just going to concentrate now. I don't want to get lost when I'm only like within half an hour of getting back, and it's nice round here. Okay, so if you've been watching and managed to sit through my ramblings on and what have you, thanks very much. And I hope you found something interesting here, although I did have to miss out Thieveley Scout and that other spot which I've forgotten the name of that I was going to visit. But no worries, all being well, I'll see you on the next walk. I'm going to take a day to recover from this one, my legs are killing. Okay, bye for now.